Welcome to episode 9 of Unlocked Radio, right here on Morning Show Central Radio Network. We are here to provide you with gaming news, gaming perspective, and gaming discussion. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/UnlockedRadio. Also, follow us on Twitter at Unlocked Radio. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/UnlockedRadio. And if you forget any of that, simply check out our website to get all the info that we plug here at www.unlockedradio.com. Also, check out our other shows in the MSC Radio Network at morningshowcentral.com. And for those of you listening on your phones, you can watch our show live by join the chat by going to morningshowcentral.com/watch. And for those of you in the chat, you can listen to the show on your smartphone at any time. Search your app store for TuneIn Radio, download the app, and then search for Morning Show Central. Or you can call into the show free at 888-668-0742. Ask questions for me, my guests, anything else like that. Finally, let's do a quick little bit of advertising here before we get started. You know, the powers that be kind of make me do that. For Lakewood Computers, if you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, you count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, they've been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. They purchase and sell pre-owned desktops and laptops and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. And in addition to their cost-effective computers and computing products, they also provide services and repairs for HP LaserJet printers and a complete menu of personal as well as commercial computer repairs. With 29 years of professional experience, they are highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computer experience and to make me read stuff in very tiny type. So check them out online at www.joeslakewoodcomputer.com. And so, as you can see, tonight's episode is aesthetically pleasing, to say the least. Achievement unlocked, Rio the Pimp, by the way, Dead Rising reference. You may have noticed that I have traded one co-host for not one, not two, but 4 gamer girls, so be jealous. Actually, Chip's just on vacation this week. So he's in Florida, he's going to some little Harry Potter thing, which I'm actually jealous about. And I felt insecure about my ability to hold your attention for an hour without my co-host, so I opted out. Nevertheless, I doubt you're upset about it. Tonight we'll be probing the minds of female gamers and hopefully accomplish 2 things. First, to shamelessly get more viewers, am I right? And second, we want to get past the exterior of the, oh my god, it's a girl gamer, oh my god, drill face, and prove once and for all that gaming isn't limited to gender. It's, you know, we got a lot of other stuff that we're going to go on. No, you don't have to be a gross, sweaty loser or nerd to enjoy the medium, as you can see if you look around. We're joined by my friends Brianna Schaefer, best friend and a girlfriend of a previous guest on our 4th episode. We also have Brittany over here, 8-Brit Lukowski, who you may also remember from episode 4, and obviously, you know, the nickname 8-Brit means that she probably has some sort of gaming background. We also have over here, next to me, Dina Huberty, a woman of many talents, most of which I cannot share with you tonight. My personal favorite woman in the world, the apple of my eye, all that gay shit, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, my girlfriend's sitting here in the middle because she bribed me into it. Yep. And finally, we're joined by our friend Kelsey Reynolds, expert with the hacky sack, billiards, nerve relationships. She does some magic, she does Smash Brothers, all sorts of stuff. So we've met all of our Flower Rangers, and now it's morphin' time.
Oh my god.
I'm sure they're going to be really upset about this.
Wonderful.
All right. So let's get right into the questions. The first question I want to ask everyone is, what kind of gamer are you? If you had to classify yourself, do you feel you're more of a casual gamer, classic gamer? Do you like shooters, RPGs, fighting games, puzzle games, board games, card games? Why don't you tell our viewers what kind of games tickle your proverbial fancy? Let's start with Dina here, since, you know, I got to do that I got to play favorites.
Of course you do. I pretty much like to dabble in all of them, except for RPGs pretty much. Like I do the fighter games, I don't know what else there is.
Well, she's prepared.
I'm nervous. Don't judge me.
It happens.
I'm not really partial to one type. Just like the fighters, side scrollers. I don't know, all of them except for RPGs, pretty much.
All of them. Okay, so
I really like the fighters because I'm a crazy button masher. I'm really good at it.
She just likes to talk shit, and that's a game where you're really good at doing it.
I hate you.
You love me. All right. What about Brianna over here? If you had to pick your little thing, what was your niche? Nietzsche?
Nietzsche?
I don't know how you pronounce it, really.
I'd have to say If I had to describe my gaming, it'd be more like casual and social. I'm not really into the whole competitive thing. I don't know, pretty much anything that I can play with like a bunch of people and just have fun, I'm into. So
Social stuff.
yeah.
Social stuff. Okay, so she's not socially inept. That helps. A lot of gamers might be part of that, but everybody competitive games now. Everything else, very few people do it for fun anymore. I guess Gamer Girls might be a part of that. Maybe our only hope. What about you, Kelsey?
I don't know. I've played pretty much everything from like the classic Minesweeper to DDR.
Minesweeper. The computer I have can't even run Minesweeper right now.
Well, it's awesome, so you should probably get it. I played DDR. I've played Frogger, was probably one of my huge favorites. So, pretty much from RPGs to shooters, whatever. I like them all. I used to be highly competitive into it, but it made me angry.
Oh dear. See, guys aren't the only gamers that rage quit. What about Brittany over here?
I'm a fan of fighters and shooters, but I'm so terrible at them that I'm not willing to even try. I play like casually when it comes to those two, but I really enjoy more along the lines of MOBAs, RTSs, and definitely RPGs.
MOBAs we talked about in last week's episode.
I wasn't
particularly that league.
That league.
Yeah. Well, you guys remember if you remember her from episode 4, she talked about playing League on there. And the last week's episode, we talked about playing League and other such MOBAs. And that a lot. So you like a lot of games where people just yell at you.
I take it too seriously. I've lost friends, like real friends.
Yeah, I'm probably not alone in that either. All right, let's go back to where it all began. What was your first experience with video games? Did you, Kelsey? Did you just watch or did you play? What game was it? What was the experience like? Family members, friends, brother, something like that. Playing your very first game. How did you get into video games from the get go?
Well, growing up, I was really into soccer and sports, and then my dad bought a computer, and Minesweeper was on it. It was all about the Minesweeper. And then as I got older, it went to Mortal Kombat, and then I was just sucked in by Frogger. It was like my crack. And then
you could just cross the street any day of the week.
But not as a frog.
Look, I like to dodge inside and out of traffic.
Did you ever try to go across the street like a frog?
Once. It didn't work out too well for me.
Well, you're still alive.
Yeah. The cars weren't happy. But I'd have to say what did it for me was the game of Gauntlet Legends that came out for PlayStation 2. My dad was really into it, and he let me and my brother play. It was probably one of the first bonding experiences we had. We got the adapter for 4 players, and just all night we would just play.
Oh, one of those boomerang things. Those are always good to have. Usually those are just reserved for Madden.
Nah. Gauntlet Legends.
How about lovely Dina over here? What about you? What did you start?
I saw my brother play Battletoads.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, what the hell is this? It's awesome.
Why is everything related to amphibians?
Because they're awesome.
Turtles. Battletoads, it was really cool because I think my favorite part of it was when the hand came out and you had to jump on it and stuff, and it was
how their fists got bigger when they punched someone in the face.
Yeah.
Did you always want to give a big fist?
Yeah, and I think I really like the pretty colors of the little balls that
little balls?
I'm dating you.
Whoa, shaming me on my own show.
Oh my god. Also, I remember I have 2 older brothers and they play NBA Jam all the time, and just I don't know. I really liked it because I watched basketball with my family all the time because they were my family was super into sports. Whenever basketball, baseball, football was on,
and in real life you can't have your basketball be on fire.
Right.
That's
Either.
You can do crazy front flips. All right. What about Brittany? What about you? What was the how did you start? Did you just pick up a controller, start playing, start running shit?
I got 2 older brothers, so I sat and watched them play a while. And my oldest brother was very heavily into Diablo. Other brother played everything. Other brother shamed my attempts at playing very hard. He actually has stolen 2 DSs from me and a PS2 because girls don't play video games.
Girls don't play video games. Well, I am sitting here by myself, imagination going on, but
yeah.
So, all right. So you were told by your siblings and everything else. Did you look up to them? Did you just take that to heart? Like, oh, girls don't play video games. You stop for a while. What got you to keep going?
Not both of them were like that. The one that's closer to my age is like that, and he's kind of stupid. But my oldest brother is really cool about it. I used to watch him play the first Sims and Diablo, and I got into Diablo a little bit through that. He wasn't too bad about it, but
Sims is always, I guess, you and I have played plenty of Sims.
Oh my god.
I just got the pets version, and you can play as a cat. It's awesome.
You can play as a cat?
You can play as a cat, and
That's
you
really
can catch
sweet.
iguanas and snakes.
I just remember the first Sims and the pets version of that, which
Yeah.
actually just gave you a bunch of stray animals that pissed you off. That was the worst. I got the whole complete thing. I was like, can I delete just pets, please? And you can't kill them either. You can't make a pot, like a pet stew, nothing like that. Brianna, we haven't gotten to you yet. How you got started with gaming? There seems to be like a brotherly kind of role going.
Yeah, actually, the first experience I really remember with video games was my parents bought my older brother a Super Nintendo for Christmas one year, and we, like me and my brother, stayed up watching my dad play Kirby Dream Course till like 2 a.m. Like my parents, they bought the system for my brother, and my dad was just like, "Oh, this is fun!" Like,
For those lesser fortunate souls, what the hell is Kirby Dream Course?
it is a game where you pretty much, like, there's Kirby, and you start off at one point, and then there's like the little hole, and you
What?
don't give me that look.
We already talked about balls.
Like,
This is
okay. You start off at one part of the course, and then there, like, the hole is on the other side of the course, and there's
this
like,
is golf.
yes, pretty much. You turn into like a ball, and you just like hop. You have
So
to
you are
hop
the ball.
over
Oh,
stuff.
you are Kirby the golf ball.
Yes, and you
So it's like
there's-
Sonic Spinball, but even more
I
ridiculous.
don't know
Oh
what
my
Sonic
God.
Spinball is, but yeah,
You
like,
were
can
Sonic in a
get-
pinball machine?
Oh, well then kind of, yeah. But you can get like power ups and stuff, so you can like go through the stuff and like knock down the trees, or you can like set it up so where you can jump over them, and you just ultimately you have to end up in the hole in a certain amount of moves
That's awesome.
and not die.
Oh, dear.
How do you die in that?
If you hit something, or if you like shoot yourself off the map, or
oh,
You can't be a living golf ball. That's cheating. I would just hole in one myself all the time.
He's Kirby.
He's
he
Kirby.
He can do whatever he wants.
Kirby can do
I
anything.
guess
Right.
so.
Duh.
He can turn to 3 of them and dance around in the same thing.
Yup.
He's innocent. He's his own synchronized swimmer.
Pretty much.
It's crazy. All right. Well, moving along. If you had to pick, we're gonna go individually with each of you guys. If you had to pick 3 of your top favorite games of all time, what would they be? Not what you think the 3 top games are in general, but what are your own personal 3 favorites and why? Actually, we're gonna start with you still, Brianna.
Okay. The first one is pretty much anything Donkey Kong, but Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest or whatever.
Yes, Diddy's Conquest.
Yes. It's probably my favorite just because I've been playing it like for as long as I can remember. And then the second one would be Bubsy because I love cats and you can play as a cat and you jump on birds and you collect yarn balls and it's adorable. And then you get to go to a carnival later in the game.
Everything's
so
about
it's
cats.
super sweet. You jump
Not
on-
surprising, but I've never played this game.
Well, you're missing out.
I guess so.
So,
You and your
I don't
baby
even
animals.
like. I'm probably allergic to the cartridge.
Well, in the later episodes, you can jump on dancing hot dogs. So, dancing hot dogs.
Cats and
Yes.
hot dogs.
Yup.
I see what you did. All right, well, that's 2.
And then the third one is more recent. It's Borderlands 2. I just love everything about it.
Gun it down.
Yeah, I like to blow stuff up. So
It's always fun.
So she went from little kid monkeys to being a cat and collecting balls of yarn to just blasting people in the face with shotgun shells, nades,
Pretty
all
much.
sorts of things,
Sounds
shelling
about right.
bazookas. I think there's a lot of profanity in that game too.
not a whole lot.
She
Well,
also
Bullet
enjoys
Storm
that.
there sure as hell was, and I don't know, yeah, maybe not. There's a lot of gore. There's a lot of blood. There's no balls of yarn.
No, there is no balls of
There's
yarn.
no balls of yarn.
There's
What
balls
about
of blow stuff up. That's
balls
what
of
there
blow
is.
stuff up? Oh
Yep.
Jesus! Well, there's a lot of blowing up. Well, I guess blowing up balls. I don't know.
Is tonight's topic balls?
I guess tonight's topic is balls. All right. What about? All right, Dina. Since you piped in, what about your top 3?
Well, out of the 3, the one I played first was Smash. It was at the coffee shop that we go to. It was just a bunch of people would play it all the time until 6, 7 in the morning. And I was like, holy crap, Kirby's on it. He's adorable. I'm going to be him and just...
I don't think anybody can really see the Kirby tattoo
No.
from here, but you can kind of show it off.
Kirby right there.
So yeah.
So cute,
I
my
don't know we're gonna
favorite.
see it, and we'll zoom in on it in a moment when we actually. I don't know. When we get the
Sorry.
technology somewhere in 2015, but in the meantime, all right. So you have you have Kirby and Smash Bros. Brawl, and then you just be Kirby all the time?
Yeah. I tried with other characters. I was really good at button mashing with Pit.
Okay, yeah. Pit's a really good entry character to start button mashing and just whip your swords around.
I tried with, Falco and Fox and stuff, but I wasn't really good at that, especially double jumping.
So you were good with Kirby. You didn't just do it because he was cute?
Well, at first I did it because he was adorable. Because he's Kirby. I mean, he's...
Because he's creepy and...
Hi! Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and
Moving
then I actually got kind of good with him, so I just stuck with him.
Uh-huh.
And then Castle Crashers.
I actually think we're going to be looking at the Kirby tattoo now that we have a technician on site. We had to call somebody in from Florida, have him come out, and actually, no, Chip's in Florida. But if we can show one of these guys here.
It's in the way. It stands in the way. It's right there.
It's going in. It's going in so everyone can see that little Kirby tattoo, the recent ink that she kind of just surprised me with at work. And I was like, oh, by the way, we paid for that. All right.
No, over to the start scrolling over the boobs. And that's
no, don't scroll
do the boobs?
Yeah, you can scroll the boobs. I really don't care. I know it'll get us more viewers, that's for
Thanks.
sure. Anyway, moving on. All right, so Smash Brothers. Kirby, you got good with him. That's 1 out of the 3.
And then Castle Crashers, it was really cool. I saw the pretty bright colors. But like Super Mario Brothers, they reminded me of the whole side scroller thing and like fighting stuff and
kind of like Battletoads too. Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'm side scroller,
moving all around and beating the crap out of everything. There was a lot of poop in that game.
There was a lot of poop. I always wanted the pooping deer. I always wanted him.
He made you go faster.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Castle Crashers, we got Smash Bros. What about your third?
Most recently, you actually got me into Dead or Alive 5.
Yeah, that's very
awesome.
true. She gets upset sometimes.
Shut up. I kick your ass.
She has gotten a little bit better. We've been training her a little bit, getting pretty good at it.
Ayane's my girl.
Ayane is her girl. She likes that purple hair. Actually, Ayane, if you have Britt over here in purple hair, they look exactly the same. But let's actually go over to 8 Brit over here. Go over to Ayane, find out what her favorite 3 games are.
12 Brit.
12 Brit. What?
I don't know.
First one has to be Haunting Ground, which I think is pretty relevant to the show today. It is a survival...
Is this a haunting ground?
Haunting Ground is a survival horror game where you are a woman who has no attacks, and they pretty much make her as helpless as possible, which is kind of like really shitty.
Right, not something you normally have in a game.
It's absolutely terrifying, and it's really easy to get into if you are used to being, considered the small, fragile person. But you are equipped with only a dog, which I have the exact dog named and breed.
So the Wizard of Oz?
I own a white German Shepherd named Huey. And, yeah. And he's from that. I thought it was great. It's probably my favorite. Everything about it was amazing. It's really underrated. It was made by Capcom and has amazing graphics, and people should enjoy it more.
Really good first time, and it was actually pretty damn terrifying.
Is that the one game you were playing that one day? You're like trapped in a cage.
Yeah.
Yes, you start off trapped in a cage with a giant mongoloid retard who just thinks you're a doll.
That game scared the crap out of me.
Play with you, but he's actually trying to kill you at the same time, and he doesn't know.
Scared me so much.
All right, so we got Haunting Ground. There's 1.
Second, big shock here is League of Legends. I just like that it's very competitive and it changes very frequently. There are constant updates, new releases for characters, and that it's completely free. Third, I'd have to say, a little bit different from what I imagined earlier, is Crash Bandicoot.
Okay.
I
don't have
a good logical reason for that being one of my favorites. It's just like you gotta enjoy being crazy orange and just stomping on people's faces.
I guess so. Doesn't he collect like apples all day?
Apricots.
Apricots, yeah. And he's got that weird little totem pole voodoo looking thing. Hootabega. He jumps around. Isn't that your extra life, or your invincibility, your shield?
Yeah, that game made me rage harder than any game. Okay, maybe not, but it got pretty damn close.
It was weird because it's like a platformer, like you do Mario type stuff, but you're going forward instead.
Yeah.
It was
so you'd like constantly fall off of shit, hit nitro blocks, and just want to kill everything.
I never got into Crash Bandicoot. I don't know why. I've seen it played, and I'm just no.
Yeah, I think I liked it back when PlayStation first came out. I was like, oh, 3D new.
It's not a side scroller. I have a theme.
Yeah, you do have I guess you do have a theme. When you beat people up and Dead or Alive, it's from side to side.
Yeah.
All right. What about Kelsey? We haven't gotten to you yet. On your top 3.
There's so many.
Yeah, but I asked for 3, not many.
I guess if I would have to pick only 3. Boobs. Yes,
Okay.
definitely
So
that
Dead or
one.
Alive.
Yes.
The volleyball version was awesome.
I know, that's the only one I ever played. That's the one I care about playing.
Okay, have any of you guys ever heard of cookies and cream?
Yes.
Like the ice cream,
No,
the
no,
Oreos,
like the bunnies.
Yeah.
Like you play as bunnies.
No.
No?
Oh, it's awesome.
You made me want ice cream.
I haven't played it,
Doing
but I
ice
used
cream.
to. It's not a game crazy. And I
Okay,
wanted it.
let's keep this going.
Cookies and cream is basically it's a 2-player game. You really can't play one player. It's time based. You have to go through like race courses kind of and work together to try to get through the courses. You have to fight bosses and stuff, and you're trying to find the moon because it's the moon festival and the moon went missing. And you have little chickens to give you hints and help and whatever. But it's awesome and the music is fun.
What's with this side and baby animals?
I feel like this is really stereotypical.
Baby animals and killing crit.
I'm not sorry.
It's all right. You go somewhere with it. That's fine. All right, so we hit. That's one. That's one. Out of 3.
My second would probably have to be Desert Storm. That's a good game. It came out on the original Xbox like years and years and years ago.
That was you actually had a squad of 4.
Yes.
That game was really bad but really awesome at the same time.
Yeah, you had
It was
to
like
go-
Gears of War before Gears of War.
Oh, dude, it was so hard because you'd have to play as 4 players, and you'd have to go through the game, and you'd have to like kill people and like go through all of these missions, and you have to control and make sure all 4 players were staying alive. And
Yeah.
each one had its like specific duty. But yeah, it was probably one of my other favorites.
I hated that game. I was so
Oh.
bad at that because I didn't have any friends that were good. And if you play by yourself, the computer's even worse.
So Left 4
It's
Dead
like playing
2?
with it's like having a race as a one-legged rabbit.
Well, so
All right,
far
so-
what we're going for is I like multiplayer games.
All right, so that's 2.
Third, as I stated briefly earlier, I used to play competitively. I used to play Smash Brothers. I used to go to tournaments, and there's reasons why I don't play anymore because of the fact that I had serious anger issues with that game. I wanted to throw controllers and just get mad.
Punch someone in the face for real.
Lou almost got it once.
Well, that's a whole nother thing about Lou, but we don't have enough time to describe to the viewers about Lou.
I would dedicate an entire episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Lou edition.
Yeah, we'll have
Where we just scream into the microphone.
episode troll. All right.
$3. $3.
All right. The next question is specifically for Dina. During your relationship with your ex-fiance and throughout your relationship with me, you have been privy to an aspect of gaming that most people don't ever figure out, which is that video games can tell a story just as well and just as vividly as a book, a movie, or even a TV show. Sometimes they can even do a better job. So can you tell us what wonders you've discovered while sitting in the passenger seat of a game? Like, how are you still able to enjoy a game without actually having the controller in your hand?
Well, when I was with him, he was super, super into Black Ops. So he just did the campaign mode, and I was just, oh my god, like, let me watch it. Like, since you're on the TV, I can't watch my own stuff, so I'll just watch you do what you do. And I just got super into it. Same thing with Halo. I actually started playing the campaign
Right.
one time, and like, you're just in control of your movie. Like, I don't know,
Right.
it's just really cool, you know. I don't know, I just really like watching it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know
It's
if
just-
you've seen me do the Assassin's Creeds, you've seen me go
Yes.
through other stories and everything else.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, LA Noire.
Yeah, like you would play Assassin's Creed, you would do all the heavy lifting and stuff, and you let me do the puzzles.
She did like doing the Android.
Really like doing the puzzles.
Wow, I almost said Android 16. The Subject 16 puzzles.
Oh,
But
yeah, DBZ.
yeah, I didn't mean to get into that. We don't have enough time for that. And on the next episode of Unlocked Radio, we'll get to that question. Brianna, you seem to have lucked or unlucked, if you will, into dating 3 gamers in a row now. So do you feel like this is like a subconscious effort? Do you that you're dating the gamers? Like, is that the kind of person you're attracted to? Do video games breed a certain kind of people, attract a certain kind of people, or is it like the personality and mentality that comes from that? What, like, the good qualities, bad qualities, like, of a male gamer, chemistry, friendship, relationships? What can you give on that? Because I feel like you might have some insight.
I can't necessarily say that it's intentional,
Right.
but I'm not mad about it. I just, I'm pretty laid back, pretty low maintenance, and I like to have fun. And I feel like if you're with somebody who just likes to play games all the time, it kind of just makes sense.
Games are fun.
Yeah.
Games also piss people off.
Well, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's definitely one of the negative
Love-hate
things.
relationships.
Kinda. It's like, I don't know, due to the fact that I just, again, like I said, I'm just like a casual social gamer. It's, I don't really get angry if I lose a game. And
Right.
sometimes, and
You're doing what we did as kids, which is play for fun.
right. And when you're sitting there with somebody who's, like, they're getting so mad, they're yelling at the TV and, like, breaking controllers. Like I grew up watching
Yeah,
my
right.
brothers do it. Like it can be frustrating to just be like, you just want to like wring their necks and be like, it's just a game. Like,
You know how many times I've done that?
that makes it worse though. When you say it's
Oh, yeah, it
just a
does.
game, they get even more
Yeah.
upset. So
We can't help it.
Throw stuff
Sorry.
out windows.
Problem with having your girlfriend on the show is she's just going to use every excuse she can to point out at me.
You're a piece of shit.
Whoa! I will eat your whole head.
I like my head, thank you.
Well, too bad. That's gamer rage, and I guess that's what we do.
Little balls.
Let's see. I mean, obviously, I want to go over to Kelsey over here. Obviously, like as a nerd girl who isn't ugly, just part of sort of the same thing. Like gamers tend to flock to you sometimes. Obviously, you've been privy to this at the coffee shop that we talked about previously. Dina's mentioned that playing Smash Brothers and everything. You're a prime example of this. You've had the good, the bad, and the seriously ugly, sometimes even smelly, at your feet simply because you just have boobs and play Smash. So, like, when is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Like, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being one of the few gamers in the community? Do you just get too much attention, or is it kind of cool to just be put on a pedestal?
I don't know. I guess it all changes. I'm not gonna lie. I love the ego boost. I mean, I used to have really wow.
Slow self-esteem. It wouldn't get above first gear. It just kind of.
I'm
Yeah, they let me
alright.
be an English teacher, huh?
I'm okay.
I used to have low self-esteem in high school and growing up and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess it kind of gives me a little bit of an ego boost now. And, I mean, I get to meet all kinds of different people, like as far as tournaments go and just hanging out at the coffee shop, all the different people that I get to meet, the different characters. I mean, no gamer is the same. I mean, it's just fun. I mean, I guess some of the bad parts of it is the fact that sometimes they do come on a little too strong. They get a little creepy with it. Sometimes they like take advantage of it. And I mean, unfortunately, as a girl surrounded by guys in this, you kind of get a bad reputation because most guys look at that and just assume you're sleeping with all of them, even though I'm not.
You're not sleeping with a giant herd of dudes?
Oh, every Wednesday.
Isn't that what normally happens when
That's
they're
true.
all gathered around you? That's like the Houston 500, the gangbang kind of scene?
I mean, when I first started going up to the coffee shop,
I'm
there
sure there's
used to
somewhere on the internet.
there used to be jokes. I used to play Tekken up there with like Dave and Micah and all them, and they used to call me Tekken Tag as like a joke. I've never actually
Uh-oh.
played Tekken Tag,
That is
by
rude.
the way.
wow.
But yeah, people thought it was funny to make fun of me and call me a whore and call me Tekken Tag, and they would buy me the game just to shove it in my face. And I mean, it wasn't cool. It hurt a lot,
Should've been
actually.
Tekken
Okay,
Tag
so
team.
that's a really negative side of it. Are there any positives?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, there's tons of positives. I mean, I have lots of fun playing video games. I mean, I play Magic, and I do the whole pool thing, and it's tons of fun meeting all of these different types of guys, and a lot of them can give me honest pointers on how I can get better, though when I
Right.
lose, I don't want to really take the
They seem
advice.
like make you a little bit more approachable, I guess.
Yeah, well, I actually, some guy actually once commented on the fact that I'm kind of unapproachable for the aspect of the fact that,
You're good.
Intimidating.
yeah, I'm intimidating, I'm good at the stuff that I do. I mean, I can't help it. I enjoy doing it.
And you can meet other girls. Like, that's how we met.
Yeah.
You know, just playing hacky sack outside of the coffee shop. And hey, guess what? We play Smash.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Friends.
I mean, Brianna, did that work out? Is that how it worked out for you? Is like they just approach you because like, did you just walk over there and sit down and go, "Ooh, what was this?" Do you ask questions, or like, was it? Did you just feel like because you're a girl and they're a gamer that you like I'm hot shit to them, or?
She is, though. I mean, look at her.
Oh, I totally
No, I mean, like,
felt that way.
do you feel more confident around somebody who you might feel has a stereotype of being not nearly as of a Casanova, if you will?
Asanova.
I should just let Dina answer this one for me.
Well, I guess we don't have time to answer that. We're going on break. When we get back, we're going to get a little bit into more of the minds of these girls. We're going to talk about a couple other things, about one like the tattoos that they have, about other favorite games, other things that they enjoy. We'll be back in 10. You're watching Unlocked Radio on MSC Radio Network. Whew.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768. Hey, local bands and unsigned artists. What if I told you there was a place in Cleveland where you can get your merch made and have it sold in one location? What if I said you could bring your CDs and tickets to upcoming shows to this location? And what if I said you could do live acoustic sets at this location? I bet you're thinking there's no such place in Cleveland. Guess what? You'd be wrong. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland, and tell him you need merch made and you want to sell it in his store. Now, how cool is that? You can tell your fans to come down and get your stuff, and I think he'd ship your products to your fans. And he's local. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland today. 216-622-0377. That's 216-622-0377. 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. The following message is for those with a credit score of 800 and below. Who wouldn't want better credit? Did you ever wonder how different life would be from just having a higher credit score? Are you tired of being turned down for any kind of loan or only offered high interest rates because your credit score is holding you prisoner? Life doesn't have to be that way anymore with access to Turnscor. By increasing your credit score only 50 to 100 points, it can potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest over just a 5 to 10 year period. It can be the difference in getting approved for a personal loan, business loan, high limits on credit cards, a brand new car lease, or even a home mortgage. We see so many ads from companies that give us our credit score, but once we get our credit score, what are they going to do to actually repair your credit? Unfortunately, nothing. Until now, Turnscor is the first automated credit repair platform that is simple, safe, and secure. You'll be empowered right from the comfort of your own computer so you can challenge and repair your credit report to ensure it's fair and accurate. Turnscor is specifically developed with you in mind. There's no more need for an attorney, credit repair companies, or credit counseling. More importantly, no more need for paying higher fees. Turnscor will help you get back on track and get the buying power you need. So whether you have bad credit, average credit, or even good credit, Turnscor is helping turn lives around one credit score at a time. Go to turnscor.com and enter the promo code MSC20 and get $20 off your purchase. That's TURNSCOR.com. 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 If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
This is President Barack Obama, and you're listening to MSC Radio Network.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningshowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and store monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. User-friendly and ready to serve. morningshowcentral.com.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more. I can almost taste it. Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Oh, great. Not another Farmville request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/morningshowcentral. Denying one Farmville request at a time.
Welcome back to Unlocked Radio on Morning Show Central. We talked a little bit with interviewing our gamer girls here tonight, and we showed you the technology that we actually did have to zoom this stuff in that I evidently didn't know about. We have a little remote here that I still don't know quite how to work. I guess I can do that with this little remote thingy here, but I'm a retard, so I didn't do any of that. And now I don't know how to get it. Now it's not going out of here. Now it's zoomed in, but now it won't zoom back out. And I see I'm the worst. Moving back in, if it'll. There we go. Yeah. All right. Let's talk tattoos, because we showed off her Kirby tattoo a little bit, and you really can't see it from this angle though. But April's got some new ink, specifically this little Chaos Emerald on her chest. I know I asked you this before, but what in the world possessed you to do this? I mean, so we got her Kirby tattoo, and I know she's all about Kirby. She talked about it on the thing. Let's zoom into this little Chaos Emerald right there. It's
Boobies.
Very conveniently placed.
yeah, and Chaos Emeralds are loved by Knuckles. So if you want to punch her right in the chest, that's cool. You probably shouldn't do that. You'll get arrested. But so I mean,
He's in there.
yeah, he's all up in there. That's okay.
I'm like jiggling while I laugh. It's
and
terrible.
we just doubled our view count. So.
What are you doing?
That was the Wayne's World thing. Whoa!
Okay.
All right. But do you think video game tattoos are a good idea in the long run? Do you get them just because you like the game at the time, or do you feel more of a lasting emotion behind it? Like, what does it mean to you, and what do you feel the potential is for like others with video game tattoos?
I feel like anything you get tattooed should, no matter what context, whether it's video games or music, should reflect things in your life, or who you are, or who you think you are, who you want to be. So, I like to think that all of my tattoos reflect different aspects of my life or different times in my life. I have a tattoo of Hello Kitty I got when I was 13 because I liked Hello Kitty when I was 13, and I'm always gonna remember liking Hello Kitty when I was 13. But bad decision or not, it's definitely a part of my life, and so will be video games forever.
So you're just pot committed at this point.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that works out. But I mean, like when you see other people with video game, some people see people with like tattoos. Obviously, for people who don't have tattoos, you're gonna get judged one way or the other. And even people with tattoos sometimes will judge somebody else. They're like, well, why did you get that one? Why did you get a tramp stamp? If you have a Chaos Emerald in your chest, like, what if you got it on right above your ass? What does that do? Like, do you think it for most people it's just I like this game now, or like do you think that is something like just because you like games in general you'll get any game tattoo, or like the specific game itself has that meaning for you?
Sonic is just I played it for such a long time, and it was actually one of my first games that I ever played. So I feel like it's a very, very good starting point for describing a big aspect of my life. I don't think it's very weird if people get them tattoos casually, as long as like they're not just completely botched looking. I usually won't mention it. It's their skin, not
tattoos
mine.
are permanent.
Mostly.
No way.
So I was like, the meaning should be permanent, not just casually getting a tattoo.
I mean, like if you could,
Brittany Calendar.
you could straight just do it for
I called her out.
Oh my god.
Sorry, as you were saying.
Harsh.
I mean, so a lot of people do it like stars and stuff, like that's decoration. I mean, they don't have to mean things to really. I mean, they look good.
I
Like-
have stars.
Yeah, like, and they look good.
I have
like,
so many stars.
No, for Christ's sake.
Speaking of stars.
I think it's whatever it means to you.
All right.
I've seen some really, really good tattoos, different gaming tattoos. Derek, who was on here, had his gunblade, and that's a big aspect of his life as well. So
Right, the Final Fantasy and everything else. Like you said, see, that had a little bit more of a permanent meaning, but I've seen people just get Mario because they're like, yeah, I like Mario, he's cool.
it's only really, really annoying when it's very if you see it overblown in Spencer's, then I don't think you should really go after it. I think it's kind of tacky when you jump onto a bandwagon and that's the reason you did it.
Yeah.
But if it really does mean something to you, I think it's not a bad choice.
So it's just because it's a video game doesn't mean that it can't have just as permanent meaning as another tattoo that somebody might have. Let's say somebody that in their family that was really close to them that died and they get one of those.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on over to Adina here. This is another different aspect that we haven't really touched on. You've been with me to Fort Rapids, the most recent national tournament for In the Groove, arguably the most difficult dancing, music, and rhythm game of all time. Which, for those of you who don't know, it's like DDR but significantly harder. The hardest songs in DDR are the easiest songs on In the Groove. So obviously this was a big nationals tournament, people coming from even like Austria, people coming from out of the country and other states and everything else, coast to coast, all coming and gathering in this one area for a tournament. And this is your first time being a part of something like this. So as a spectator, can you tell us what a video game event of that size looked like and felt like from an outside perspective?
Well, at first I was really, really intimidated. I was like, I'm just kind of here with my boyfriend. What do I do? But then you introduced me to Phil.
Right.
And there's the first person I talked to, and coincidentally, he won the upper tournament. I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. And it's just, I don't know, it turned out, everybody that I met, they were really down to earth, and they weren't like snooty or anything. Like,
So
I play games and you don't. Like,
Right, you didn't come into the tournament going like, fucking nerds.
No. I was open-minded. I figured that I'd meet some of your friends because a lot of your friends play ITG, and it was a good experience. It was really fun. I really liked it.
And I'm glad I was able to be to introduce you to that. A lot of people don't realize that these things can be a pretty big thing. I mean, obviously, video games are not nearly as shied away from as they were like 10 years ago. Now it's a pretty big mainstream media kind of thing.
Yeah, I was really impressed. Like, when I was younger, 14, 15, going to the mall and I saw people play DDR, I'm like, oh my god, it's 10, 11 feet. It looks super hard. And then I saw a 19-footer. What?
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, we got
crazy.
We got some time in our hands and it's a lot of calories to burn.
Yeah, everybody was skinny.
That's very true. Brianna, I want to move over to you. You're probably aware of this, but men as gamers, we do some stupid shit. We do some dumb shit, and everyone knows this. What do you feel us guy gamers fall victim to that you simply don't understand? Like on the same, or do you feel like gamer girls fall short? Like kind of. You have different stereotypes for girl gamers, for guy gamers. Guy gamers tend to rage quit. Girl gamers tend to just be like, oh, look at me, my games. But like, what like for certain things, like I know she's already talked about getting upset with me for like rage quitting and things like that. But where do you feel like that? What the guy gamers fall victim to? Because you've dated a couple, you've been friends with plenty of others, you're friends with me, and I know I'm obnoxious. So like, where does that go for you?
I think as far as the guy gamer stereotype, like the main thing that I've noticed as far as like negative things go, as far like my guy gamer friends and the guys I've dated, is the anger. Like I have seen some of the guy gamers I know get more upset about video games than things that actually are relevant to their everyday life, like like events with family and friends. Like they get really, really mad. And as I mentioned earlier, like, when I play games, I play for fun. So when you're, especially if I'm playing with, like, somebody, like, if I'm, like, if they're getting so mad and I'm just sitting here like, hey, what's the big deal? That definitely is a negative aspect to things. And as far as the girl gamers, with the exception of Kelsey, I think girls have a tendency to get more like emotionally invested in the game, and like if you're a girl gamer and you're playing another girl, like you're a lot more likely to not speak to this girl for a month if the match goes badly than I think guys are. Guys will actually, like, once they calm down, they'll like listen to constructive criticism, and girls just don't want to hear it most of the time.
Does not want to hear it. I try to help her get better. She just gets mad at me.
No.
Then at the same aspect, the other end, where I know from a guy's perspective, she likes to say like, "It's just a game. Don't get so mad." And from a guy's perspective, we're like, "No, it's not just a game." When you say it's just a game, like, no, I'm competitive and I'm trying to be good at something. And what are you doing? Like I want to, like, for us, it's we want to be good. That's an accomplishment. It's something that's challenging us. So for us, it's like it is not just a game. It is us being beaten by something. And as men, we go, fuck that. Can't be beaten. Like, you have to be good. Otherwise, I guess we're being emasculated by a computer, and that is not okay. But I don't know. I guess, and then from a girl's perspective, it would seem like. Especially within relationships, if you feel like you have to let them win.
Sometimes, like there's definitely been situations where like I've been winning in a situation, not necessarily just against like my boyfriend, whoever I was dating at the time, or like my friends. But there have been situations where it's just like, okay, clearly you're getting upset because you're not winning. This win is not that important to me. I'll just kind of lose on purpose because I don't want to argue about it.
Yeah.
So.
Avoid confrontation.
Oh, that makes me so much angrier. Like, if I'm like already losing and then I can see that they're letting me win, I just want to throw the controller at that point. And just, like,
yeah.
no,
Well, see again, and yeah, that's like certain things where you do have common ground. That's one of the one of the things that we want to discuss in this show and bring that across is that just gender doesn't matter at that point. There are plenty of similarities in why girls game, why guys game. To bring up more recent ones though, more recent games, because I want to know what the recent games you guys have been playing and what you like about it. Brittany hasn't really said anything yet. What's the most recent game you've been playing, which I'm assuming is League, but like, what do you like about it? And like, who have you been playing with? That sort of thing.
I've been playing in like a whole lot lately because the local group around here that I have in League, we have about 200 people in it, and I decided that we're gonna have a tournament amongst each other and just for fun, see how it goes. I haven't been playing a whole lot. I'm pretty sure my team's terrible. I haven't been training because I don't care. This is like a trial run, so I haven't really been playing as much as I have been trying to mediate arguments between other people who are playing. It actually got very serious recently, and it was kind of absurd watching people get so mad over just the tournament rules and the setup of the tournament itself.
It's not fair.
Like, like everyone's pulling out like highest ranking people, like there's like gold and silver and bronze, and like people are trying to recruit people just who have personal vendettas against people who are in the group. Like, there are two people in particular that multiple people are making teams just to try and fight them and make them feel bad about themselves.
Yeah, well, that's not nice.
I haven't been taking it so seriously lately because I'm more worried about everyone else taking it seriously. But that's what I've been playing more recently. Like, the other night I was playing Soul Calibur and Valdo v. Valdo. Like, it was pretty much a weird, awkward 1,000-year-old man hump fest. If you know who Valdo is, then that makes sense to you. If not, then I feel sorry for you.
Actually, no. Be happy that you don't know, you haven't experienced Voldo or had any nightmares about
That's my
that.
main. I main Voldo. But.
What about you, Brianna? What's the most recent game that you've been playing, and why? Where are you at?
Borderlands 2.
And why?
There's not really a whole lot that I don't like about it, to be completely honest with you. It has different playthrough difficulties. I guess I don't like the hardest one's the Ultimate Vault Hunter mode.
You don't like getting beat?
It's awful. It's painful. Like, it's so frustrating. You're in I'm in it for like 5 minutes and I die, and I can make it through the next step down like perfectly fine, like from most of the time.
Yeah. So the huge gap.
Yeah, there's a very big gap. Like the second difficulty setting is everything's pretty much around your level. Like maybe 1 or 2 higher than you, and then in the toughest one, it's like I think the lowest level is like 60, and I'm like a 53, 54 right now. So it's a pain. But yeah, everything else about it is great.
So do you like it for the constant challenge and constantly being able to level up, get better and better at it, or?
Yeah, that always trying to find better weapons and everything. That's always fun. Yeah, there's just.
It does have a lot of good replay value. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is something you won't get bored of. What about you, Dina?
Well, you got me into Dead or Alive 5. It's awesome. You're kind of semi-training me for some reason.
Because I want you to get better. I don't want to have to keep going easy on you.
You want a challenge. But yeah, it was just really cool because, when I was younger, I was really into Mortal Kombat and really good at button mashing. So that just turned out, button mashing for me just always worked. I don't know why.
Okay.
I just hit the right buttons in the right random order.
Which pisses other people off.
And I've just always liked the fighting game. And the tag was really fun too.
Do you like it just for the button mashing, or do you like beating somebody up that and not being able to get away with it?
Well, more the latter. Because, with the Dead or Alive 5, I actually know what I'm doing, and I'm not just button mashing. I know how to counter. You're teaching me how to counter better, and it's really fun just beating someone's ass.
What about you over there, Kelsey?
Terraria. And for those of you who are not familiar with the game Terraria, it used to be a PC game that they recently moved over to the Xbox. You can pretty much mine. They give you quests and stuff to go through. You find like gold and silver and iron and stuff like that. You can like dig down in the ground, or you can go up into space at some point. Personally, I like building houses to trap the bunnies. And they also have like characters that you can beat, like zombies and these little gel things that you can usually use to set on fire. They're kind of cool.
You're setting bunnies on fire?
No, not the bunnies. The gel. The bunnies are the sweet until there's a red moon, and then they become vicious and suck your blood and stuff, kind of stuff. It's fun times.
Well.
Vampire bunnies.
Yeah. I mean, so we've covered like the recent games, what you play, and why. We talked earlier about relationships with other people who are gamers and everything else, making friends, the benefits of being a girl who games and everything, and people underestimating you. So one big topic when it comes to gender separation in gaming is favoritism. And we touched a little bit about favoritism, but I want to know how favoritism has worked for and against each of you. Brianna, how is favoritism, like as far as the gender thing goes, how has that worked for you?
I really enjoy hearing the "you're pretty good at this for a girl." Like, I don't know. I like hearing that, and like it's always kind of fun. Like, if you see somebody, like, typically a guy walking around with this huge ego about this game, whatever, and then, like, they say something like, like, you're pretty good at this for a girl, that they want to just tell you, like, hey, you're pretty good at this, but because you're a girl, they can't just give you the credit. Like, but it's always kind of funny.
What about the negative side of favoritism? How has it worked against you? Because, I mean, you just said, like, oh, they have to say that you're a girl, but...
I don't know. Not that I'm, like, great at many games. But, I don't know. It kind of just, like, you kind of feel, like, even when you're just starting, like, to learn a game, you kind of feel like, oh, I'm going to suck at this. I'm a girl. Like, it's kind of just been drilled into your head, Yeah. So I guess that would be the negative aspect of it.
Anybody else? Dina, on how the favoritism works for and against you?
When you first taught me how to play DOA, you were like, I'm just going to try something. I'm going to see if you're good at it. And you actually taught me things. And
I wouldn't teach a guy. I would be like, forget you. You can be good or not. I don't want to beat your ass, I guess. I don't know.
Because guys you typically think are better at games than girls.
Yeah.
I don't know why,
Well,
but
and Kelsey, I'm sure you have something to say about that over there. About just the assumption that you're...
Well, I mean, I play a lot of video games, and I also play, like, pool and poker, and as a girl, people tend to underestimate me in general. They look at me and they see some young 20-something-year-old, and they're like, oh, well, she's not tough shit, I can, whoop her ass, whatever. So, when it comes to video games, guys look at me and they're like, whatever, this isn't going to be hard, and then they get really pissed. I mean, it's the same thing when I go to the bar and play pool. It's kind of fun to make an old man cry and leave.
Brittany, with League and everything, that's an online game. When you get on the mic and they hear a girl voice, what happens then?
I don't really team speak or anything. Unfortunately, my name, it sounds feminine. It's like Pixie Catty. Sometimes people will assume that I'm a girl. A lot of the time it's left alone, and I try to leave it alone because it usually goes one of two ways. Someone makes a very awful pass at you, or tries to, or whatever you want to call it, where they think that you're going to be impressed by their interest.
Can you email me nudes?
Or they'll treat you like you have Down syndrome. No offense to people with Down syndrome, but they'll act like you're about to be the worst ever. And when people have usually started off like, oh, you're a girl, like actually last week someone was like, you're a girl gamer, like I want a girl gamer girlfriend, like, and
right.
And that ended with me like screaming at him and calling him terrible at the end of the game because he's actually a teammate. He wasn't an enemy, and he was just so god awful. Like, so of course, like
wasting too much time hitting on you.
And any time when a guy is gonna backlash, it usually gets very, very below the belt toward being a female. Mm-hmm. They'll jump to the fastest thing they can do, like very improper things to say to people you don't know, like
just immediately call you a slut. Or
yeah, just immediately. Like you're a bitch, you're a slut, you, yeah.
All right. I feel like that brings me to a question that I feel we needed to ask. I kind of wanted to shy away from it, or at least save it for the end, but we wanted to get to, we obviously wanted to get to know you first, get inside your heads, but we all know that as women and as gamers, the opposite sex is filled with idiots who don't know how to act, myself included. We're all aware that it's virtually every gamer guy's dream to find a gamer girl. However, it's pretty evident that there are a good number of gamer guys who fall short when it comes to getting what they want in this regard. So, we're living in a new age where there's obviously so much variety in physical and personality types, so many different games as we've talked about so far tonight. It's not necessarily a sorry, you're not my type, you're too ugly, whatever else, and it's not you can play different games and meet a lot of different people. So what are like some of the do's and don'ts in the world of Prospect? Obviously, what you're talking about, like just jumping on a league and be like, "Go, can you be my girlfriend?" is not the way to go. Being very forward like that. So I want everybody to, feel free to answer as openly as possible, and like for the viewers out there who maybe have failed in this regard, I'm sure you guys all know who you are.
Well, I think one of the biggest problems is when they look at us, they just come on way too strong in general. They just want to push, push, and push. And, we like being one of the guys. We like just hanging out and having fun. And, take your time to get to know us. We're not just boobs, vaginas, and games. There's a lot more to us. We're a little bit more complex.
Rage.
We're not, like, high-maintenance girls. So, that makes us more awesome. But, get to know us. Don't just jump in and assume that we, like, want to jump on your dick or something.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah.
Does anyone else agree, disagree, more to add?
Yeah, I say I agree on that. I'm not impressed by people trying to school me because odds are they're going to get their ass kicked. But I've had tons of guys who started off interested in me and be like, oh, 1v1 me, and I'm like, that's not going to get my interest. That's going to make you feel butthurt. At the end of this, you're going to feel really, really bad about yourself and your hobbies. Okay. But people, I feel like, don't enjoy their own hobbies enough and will try and jump on your hobbies. And it's cool to, be introduced into new things, but I've had people just pursue things heavily and then ask me questions and look to me for advice. And I'm like, if you like it, by all means, but if you're doing it to impress me, get the hell out of here with that shit.
Yeah, because people always want to find a significant other that has the same interests and hobbies, i.e. you and me. Mm-hmm. We met playing hacky sack. Okay. And it turns out we both like the same types of games, music, movies. Yeah. It's really nice, though.
All right, I want to thank everybody for watching in on the show, Unlocked Radio here. Thank all of our guests here, Brianna, Kelsey, the lovely Dina, and 8-Brit here.
They're lovely.
We might have them on the show another time. 8-Brit's already on her second episode here. You're watching Unlocked Radio, Morning Show Central, Radio Network. Again, I want you all to check out Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, for your best subs in town. And while you're there, tell them MSC Radio Network sent you. Get $1 off your meal. As far as that goes, we'll see you guys next week. Yeah, bye.
Bye, guys.
Everybody go back.